My husband has Alzheimer's, and he also has end stages heart failure. So a year ago, he was given 2 years to live.
When the doctor said, oh, your wife has dementia, it felt like, and have a good day. You're just kind of cast out there, and I thought at one point we're going to get a series of help, but I just feel very alone.
My husband is 94. He has dementia, but he's still physically able to get around. Nobody can believe he's 94. He used to teach, be a college professor, and be the center of attention, and now he just sits and stares out because he can't talk and he can't form sentences. He doesn't know words, and he's just struggling.
I'm here to learn how to continue to have fun, how to be creative, and supporting my wife, who is my greatest joy. For so many years, that's, the relationship we have is just wonderful.
Kara, I think you're the one.
I'm Kara Kuntz. I'm a geriatrician. I work for Saint Alphonsus. We have a geriatric consultative clinic, and we have our memory center, for which I'm the medical director. My colleague Ablash Desai, he's a geriatric psychiatrist. He first introduced me to the idea of improv in dementia care. We brought it to our clinic and learned the skill as a bunch of clinicians. And I said, boy, I think caregivers would really benefit from these skills. I started brainstorming this workshop, and I happened to run into Ben Burdick, the artistic director for BCT, one day, and we said, gosh, we should make this collaboration happen. Improv, geriatrics care, dementia, let's create a workshop. Improv helps caregivers caring for people with dementia because it helps them be present. And people living with dementia, especially as the disease progresses, they start to lose the ability to understand their past. They start to lose executive function and the ability to plan for the future. Their worlds become more about the present. However, their caregivers are living in the past all the time. What did I do yesterday? How does that impact me today? What am I doing tomorrow? How do I plan for the future? And it's hard for them to slow down and be in the moment and present with their loved one with dementia, which is where they want to be, where you can find the most opportunities for connection, for maintaining calm in the home. And that's where the joy comes back in those relationships. The opportunity to de-escalate stress comes in. We find that people that live in homes that are full of stress, when they have dementia, they can develop what are called dementia-related behaviors. And those people end up moving into long-term care, like a memory care facility, sooner, because the stress causes escalation of behaviors in a way that's no longer safe for them to be at home. Research tells us and shows us that teaching caregivers communication skills to keep them calm in their home helps them stay in their home longer. And improv, which is there to infuse joy and laughter and fun, will help de-escalate stressful situations and help people stay in their homes longer.
So your model is going to strike a pose, but you can't look at your model. Okay. You must keep your eyes on your artist. Okay, so this is a bit of trust, right? Now, the artist's job is to make the clay look just like the model. Now, what is the most economical way for me to get my clay to look like my model and taking care of them in the process? Model it myself. Love it. So in this exercise, I cannot mirror or model what my model is doing. Okay? What's another economical way I can do this? Great. Touch, grab, move her around. I cannot touch her for this exercise. Okay, I can't model it. Okay, great. Talk. Okay, I cannot talk for this exercise. How many of you know that over 90% of communication is actually nonverbal? Okay, great. So great, for this exercise, I have to connect with her, right? And she's gonna strike a pose. So for the first time ever, or maybe for the first time in a long time, you get to use the force. So if I want to move her hand, if I want to turn it, okay, good. If I want to get specific with digits, rock on. Okay. I'm Sean Hancock. I teach people how to do improv comedy. I do shows. I teach classes, different levels of classes, from short form to long form to storytelling. So here today, we're working with dementia caregivers. So people that are caring for people who unfortunately have dementia. And so teaching them how to use improv principles using yes and by coming alongside their loved ones, whether it's a grandparent or their spouse, and caring for them and finding out ways like, how do I do this without being frustrated? How do I do this without saying like, I've already told you this? And improv just has this really great way of finding how this can be a gift. Like, how can I make the other person look good? How can I yes and the situation? How can I enter in playfulness versus frustration?
My name is CJ Adams, and I take care of my husband of 37 years, who was diagnosed in the middle stages of Alzheimer's. I want to be the best I can be. I want to be there. I want my husband's journey to be as good as it can be because he has no control. So I wanted this class, this program, because if there are tools that I don't already have, as he continues to decline, I want to be able to continue having the tools to deal with it. That's what Sean did. I mean, it was amazing when I found I could use the force to help my husband undress. I mean, I would stand there and go, take your underwear off, take your underwear off, take your underwear off. He never got it. But when I used the force, it was amazing.
My name is Teresa, and I am the POA and caregiver for my mother. And I am also caring for my husband who has some cognitive loss. The challenge is that I have had a hard time finding help, whether it be just talking to somebody about what my needs are or finding out more about where my husband stands in his caregiving. And so these classes that we've been taking these last 3 weeks have just been enormously helpful in getting me to understand that I don't have to be a perfectionist and that there are tools out there that I can use to move forward in whatever's the future's going to bring, and trying to be present today, which is I'm always looking to the future, taking care of something, and I'm learning to relax more. So who knew that improv and comedy could be linked with dementia and caregiving?
I'm a strong arts advocate. I've done it all my life, and so I don't think there's anything more important that can help contribute to bettering people's lives with dementia and Alzheimer's than people learning more about the arts and the impact they have. If classes like this existed in communities around the country, it'd make so much of a difference in those people's lives, because not only would they be with a group who are going through the similar things, but also at the same time learn things that they can use, and there were great examples of that here.
So this 3-part workshop is a pilot project. We've not done this before in Boise. We're doing this for the first time, which is really exciting, inspired by projects like this happening across the country. But as far as I know, I think this is the first time this is happening in Idaho, and certainly the first time it's happening in Boise. And we want this to be able to continue. But this first pilot project exists because of several grants and the support of lots of community partners. But we're going to need funding going forward. We're going to need bigger sponsors and more funding to continue to offer this annually. And of course, as we have this developing, we can't help but think of opportunities to grow it even bigger if we had more funding. I would love to offer this improv workshop to people living with dementia. This class for caregivers, this class for people with dementia, maybe this class for both at the same time, the caregivers and the loved ones with dementia. So we're all in the room kind of learning and exploring together. The sky's the limit with what we can do with collaborating art, theater, dementia care, caregiver support. We just need funding partners, supporting partners to make that happen.